All right. 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 What is good? What is good? What is good, ladies and gentlemen? This one here is poised to be an instant classic. Of course, you know who I be, and y'all should know, ladies and gentlemen. This one here is poised to be an instant classic. Make sure you experience. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you notify. Make sure you do all the good things to make yourself well versed in the description area below. Ladies and gentlemen, give me some ones and give me some thumbs if you guys can hear me loud and clear. I need ones and give me some thumbs if you guys can hear me loud and clear. I need ones. I need thumbs to make, trying to make sure because I'm using. Hold on, y'all. Give me. All right, y'all. Excuse me. Dealing with a different type of setup, y'all. Look, Doc's trying to figure this shit out because I'm using it from a different phone, y'all. I'm using it from a if it's not acting correctly, okay? If I'm buffering or anything like that, let me know. My shit don't want to act right tonight. All right, let me see what we got going on. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Looks like my shit want to act up today. I'm praying that we can get it to act right. New avenue. See, this thing here is being a little fucking difficult. See, you try to do your live shows, shit want to act up. All right, y'all, give me a second. Because it looks like we are having some technical fucking difficulties that I wish were not happening. I might have background. All right. So here's what I want you guys to do. If I'm still buffering, even with the camera off, let me know. If I'm still buffering, because I might have to deliver this without thinks it wants to be a little extra today. Okay. So give me some feedback real quick. Are we still buffering with the vocals? Are we still buffering or are we okay? Can we just go ahead and push through? Cause yeah, it looks like I might not be able to cam up today. All right, chosen one, you say we're good. Anybody else good with the audio? Cause I'm gonna run through it real quick. We good? Yeah, maybe my camera just yeah, I'm using a different device, y'all. That's why my shit acting up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, pardon the technical difficulties. Let's go ahead and knock this one out, y'all. I lie in the Philippines, y'all. Every single time I go to the Philippines, I'm lying. I'm lying. I'm lying. All right. I'm lying so much I'm flying. So a lot of people have a differing opinion place like the Philippines, and a lot of people may not even understand why I choose to lie when I'm abroad. But today I'm hoping to give you guys just a little bit of insight, a little bit of information about why I have zero problem lying in the Philippines. Okay. So if you guys were able to catch the video from a couple of days back, I told you guys I lie in the Philippines and this is why I do it. Right now, in that particular video, what I did is I explained to you guys in brief some of the reasons why I feel it's okay to tell little white lies in the Philippines. I don't know what people's intentions are. So I try my best to keep all the information that I give them as vague as humanly possible. I don't let them know where I lay my head down at night. I don't really let them know where I frequent, places I like to go. Very rarely do many people know my name. But if you guys want to understand, there are some legit reasons as to why I choose to keep some information confidential, or a lot of the reasons why I choose to basically eliminate and or delete any type of information in reference to conversations that I'm having with others. I don't want people knowing everything. Like, Doc, you're being a little paranoid. You're being a little bit presumptuous about people's intent towards the use of your information. But what a lot of people don't know is that it doesn't take very much to it doesn't take a to you or to get information about you. It doesn't take much for people to find out information about you. And here is the craziest thing. And I've seen this done before with adults, but it's more prominent. Say, for example, and I kid you not, this is exactly how it goes. Let's say, for example, a young lady, something, right? They'll be like, "Hey, can you tell me his name?" Right? Just his name. You know what they'll do with that name? They will search his name on any and every social media platform there is under God's green earth to figure out how they can add this kid or their account. They'll look up his IG account. They will try to find this kid based purely off of his name, right? Based purely off of his name. Now, I want you to understand how significant based off of just knowing your name, knowing your first name and your last name. As adults, there's very few things. I want you to think about this for a second. Think about this. Your name is on every single legal document that you've ever signed in your life. My complete name is attached to my work, my attached to my banking information. My complete name is attached to everything. So a lot of people may undervalue what type of benefit your name actually has, but I don't. Because I'm telling you, the minute somebody knows your name, they can find out things about you. Luckily, hopefully, the only thing that they do is try to find your social media accounts, right? Hopefully, the only thing that they do is try to find your social media accounts. So kids information up on IG or whatever they're looking to get him so that they can follow him or see what he's doing on his social media account. Same rules apply as adults. Everybody knows your real name. Don't think for 1 second they're not going to try to follow you. Don't think for 1 second they're not going to try to follow your social media platforms. You want to know why they're going to do that? Because they want to know you. They want to know about you. They want to know your history. They want to know everything. Hence the reason why my Facebook is private as fuck. If you find me on Facebook, it's a miracle in the making. Now, I've given you guys my Facebook that I use. Like I said, if you go to my, you can follow me on my Mike the PI guide, or Mike the guide, or whatever the fuck I call the shit. Dr. Mike, I don't remember. My bad. You can find my Facebook page, which is purely based and associated with my YouTube channel, right? You can find that because I gave you that. That ain't my real fucking name. I don't go by that shit in regular life. That is not my government name. My government name or the Facebook that's attached to my legit name, it's very hard to find because I made it unsearchable on purpose. I don't want people looking for me, right? I'm not saying that I care, but I just don't want you looking for me. If I don't want you on my social media page and the Facebook is literally all that I have to my name, I don't want you to have it. They can start following you, start following your friends, start focusing on the comments that you're leaving under other people's pictures, start seeing who you like, seeing who you're pictured with, seeing who your friends are, seeing who you previously dated. I mean, Filipinos will go through the gauntlet to figure out every single thing under the sun, to figure out all the information they need to know about you, gentlemen. Which is why your name carries so much weight, and so much weight a lot of you guys will never, ever know. So when I say lie, lie, bitch. Lie for real. Nobody needs to know your real name, right? Huh? The legend of Marcus, ladies and gentlemen, was born purely created out of the basis of nobody needing to know my real name. Marcus is who I am. To probably about 90% of the people I've ever met, Marcus is my name. The other 10% who know me in my real life, my classmates, my young lady, her family, and anybody else that I cared to actually give my real name to, they know real Facebook page. That is by design. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to understand I live my life by design. And I live my life for a reason. It is an obligation by law. Don't get me wrong, Filipinos lie too, right? Filipinos lie too. Everybody lies. When I lie, you lie, we lie together. Okay? That's just the truth. Okay? That is this is the reality that we're living in. But there is a legitimate reason why I choose to lie when I'm abroad. The reason that is because I don't think there's a need for you to know my real information. If I get to know you, we're a couple of months in, I'm still my name unless I want you to know. Most of the time, I don't. Most of the time, there's no legit reason, right, to really know my name. I mean, honestly, outside of what? Are we hooking up or what? If that's all we're doing, young lady, then why you need to know my name, right? I mean, we're going out on dates. Yeah, that's just my boy Marcus, or that's my boyfriend Marcus. Okay. Huh? You want to know why Marcus is legit? Why Marcus is so legendary? Because out in these streets right now, and I was walking hand in hand with my young lady, and some girl come up to me talking, Marcus, 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 Marcus. I'm gonna look at her and I'm like, who the fuck is Marcus? That is not my name. My name is not Marcus. I don't know who the fuck Marcus is. Does anybody know who Marcus is? I don't know who Marcus is. Marcus don't exist anymore. Marcus is a legend, but Marcus is no longer in existence, ladies and gentlemen. And as a result of that, guess what? My name is just Mike, Michael, whatever, Dr. Mike TV, however you call me, right? It is what it is. That's my name now because Marcus had to be Delete is a true legend. But name carries so much weight, right? And I think that lying is necessary because you never know what people are going to do with the information that they get from you. You never know what people are going to try to do to you. People may try to take your information. Some people may try, right? Come on, yo. Do not think for one second that people will not take your information and use it against you, right? Don't think for one second that you're gonna hook up with somebody, some chick on the street or some girl from a bar, and expect that you need to tell her your real name. Chances are she ain't even gonna tell you her real name. So I kind of feel like we all lying to each other eventually. I think the truth will eventually come out only when you want it to come out. If you want people to know your real name, you'll tell them. Do they need to know your last name? They don't. I think your last name is something you should hold sacred until the day that you die, right? Because your last name ain't important for a lot of these people, all right? Your last name ain't important. Your last name ain't important. Your identity needs to remain as confidential as humanly possible. And like I said, a lot of people will look at Doc and be like, Doc, man, you paranoid as hell, ain't you, bro? I'm not. And you want to know why I'm not paranoid? Because I've seen what could happen if people had you have your real information on file. Okay? If people have your real information available to them, you would be surprised at the things they will do. And it usually starts with them trying to tap in and talk to your particular friend group, right? Your particular friend group. Like, oh, do you know so and so? Oh, he's my new friend and this. Can you believe he was in the Philippines out here kissing on guys and shit? You know, shit, but what motherfuckers are trying to fuck your life up. You just never it's amazing what people will do, right? People may use your information to expose you, and that's just your name, right? Let's not get into the idea of, actually, fuck it, let's go ahead and knock it out. That's just based off your name, and I know I went as deep as I possibly needed to on the basis of your name. Let's get into the idea of where you're staying at, who you're staying with. You want to know why nobody wants to be why it's important for people not to know where you stay at. It's important for people not to know where you stay at because you never know who's gonna come visit you. Now, if you're in a condominium and security guards downstairs, and it takes people to really get in there with you for them to actually be able to get to you. You got to talk to the guard, and the guard calls up to your room, and you let them know who you want to come in and who you don't want to come in. That's different, right? A little bit different. And look, you're operating a little bit differently. But let's just say that you just have an Airbnb that's a house setup or whatever, and it's not a condominium unit, and people can actually just go to your house if they choose to. Imagine what they'll do if they knew that information, where you were staying at, exactly where you were staying at. Oh, it could be trouble. Now, what if you're trying to entertain more than one young lady, right? How about you just finished dealing with one girl and you're feeling a little frisky and stuff, since her on her way, and now all of a sudden you want to deal with somebody else and you bring her back to your general location. All right, so now you're dealing with one girl after dealing with another girl. And let's say that girl comes back. Who are you to stop her from coming back? She's standing at your gate, knocking on the gate or whatever, talking about ayo, ayo, ayo. Y'all don't know what that is until you've been in the Philippines, but y'all get it, right? Standing at your gate, just fucking yelling and talking about, hey, hey, hello, John. John, open the gate, John. Or some shit. Look, whatever fucking name you gave her, right? Imagine, gentlemen, that could be a problem. Because now too many people know where you stay at. Too many people know where you lay your head at. Issues, problems. Now, in the video, I did mention that I knew somebody who got two Airbnbs at one time. Thought that was the bossest move ever when I saw it happen. Two Airbnbs or two places to stay at one time. One where you lay your head at night, and then the other where you play at night, right? It was crazy. The one where you keep all of your personal belongings, and then another place where you just kind of get it in, right? That's always been a rule of thumb that I think a lot of gentlemen should follow if they're really in it for this pay for play activity, or just trying to go to the Philippines and have the time of their lives. If that's the way that y'all want to go to my shit, if that's how people want to do it, that's how they go do it, right? And I respect that. If you got the money to do so, I recommend that you do it. Right? I recommend that you do it because nobody needs to know where you really lay your head at night, right? It could be dangerous. I mean, we're talking about it from the worst case scenario perspective, y'all, when we talk about how bad it could potentially be. But like I said, I'd rather be safe than sorry, right? I'm the type of person I'd rather be safe than sorry. And the reason that is because at the end of the day, I only got one life to live, yo. And I'm trying to protect that as best as humanly possible. Now, like I said, man, I'm not going to sit here and act as if every single person you have a general conversation with is out to get you, right? That's not the way this game goes. That's not how we roll. But I'm not going to sit there and again act as if you can't let your guard down for anything. And you know the ones that are really fishing for information, because these motherfuckers will start asking like super, super duper personal questions, right? Oh, where you staying at? Who's staying with you? Oh, where do you like to go for fun? Have you been to this place? Have you been to that place? Tell me. I mean, you'll start to get people who will sit there and ask like really personal things like, oh, what's your family life like? Do you have a wife? Do you have any kids? Like, what the fuck does that matter? Do you see wives and kids around me? If you don't see a wife and a kid around me, chances are I don't have one. You feel me? So I want y'all to understand There is a legit reason why I believe it's important to a lot of people in the Philippines, and it's only for your own protection. And it's the best thing that a foreigner can do. Can't nobody tell me nothing because I'm going to lie to you. I mean, anybody who knows about my YouTube channel and knows anything about that, I'm probably not going to be able to lie if somebody points to me and be like, yo, are you that dude from YouTube that we talk about Davao? I'm probably not going to be able to get away with a lot more shit now. I'm not saying that I'm a public figure, but I do believe that this black ass face with these glasses and this bald ass head, it's gonna be hard to deny that I'm the guy that's making YouTube videos about the Philippines, right? So it's gonna be a little bit more difficult for me to be able to lie my way out of shit. But in regards to that, at that point, I'm not really seeing a need to lie. Like if you know, oh, you're that guy, I'll probably just say, yeah, I'm that dude. Like, I mean, there's no reason to lie about that one. But if you're just a fresh face in the country, man, and you're looking every bit as gullible as a newbie to the country would be, a newbie wet behind the ears, if you're looking at as every bit as gullible, please believe somebody gonna try to get you, right? And you want to know why they're gonna try to get you? Because you make it easy for them. And I don't want you to make it easy for nobody. Nobody needs to know your real information at all. You could be as plain as humanly possible. Plain Jane, y'all give the basics of information. If somebody asks you what your name is, I'm telling right now, if you've never been to the Philippines, I'm telling you right now, come up with a name. Come up with your alias. That's what I want you to do. Develop an alias right now. I want you to have a backstory together and everything. I want you to actually act as if you're undercover agent in this bitch. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds funny. But if you had a chance to choose your undercover name, go for it. I want to see it in the chat right now. What is your alias? What is your undercover name? Come on now. I want to see it. Mine was Marcus, and I played Marcus out as much as Marcus can be played out, y'all. But I want to know everybody's alias name right now. Give me a name. Mike, you go by Tristan. Hey man, Tristan fits, man. It actually fits. But everybody has to have an alias name, and you better have one right now. The reason that is because only when you start to get comfortable around people will it be okay for you to actually be able to give that information. All right. So again, anybody who catches this on the replay, I want to hear your alias name, and I want you to put it in the comment section below. All right. Everybody needs to develop their backstory, their alias name as we speak. Don't play games with that shit. Everybody got to have one. Everybody got to have one. Now, here's the thing. Your backstory should not be too far-fetched from your real life. Okay? See, I don't mind telling people that I'm a teacher because, like I said, teacher is general as hell. I could be an elementary school teacher, middle school teacher, high school teacher, college professor. It could be a plethora of different meanings, right? But I don't want your background to be too far-fetched from your real life. And the reason that is because whenever you're developing the lie has to somewhat be something that you can always remember on the spot. I mean, I'm not saying if you're an IT guy, cybersecurity analyst, or whatever the fuck, you go out there telling them that you work in IT, because even though that's a very bland, general statement, blanket statement, I work in IT, I mean, you can tell them you work with computers. You know what I'm saying? Nobody needs to know. But like I'm telling you, you have to have a backstory that is as close to humanly possible. All right. That's all I want you guys to do. And I mean, like I said, here's the thing. Don't lie about things that you can't back up either. That's the truth. Like Mike says, it has to be as close to the truth as humanly possible. And the reason that is because some people may know your shit. Some people may ask you questions about your work or something. And if you want to answer the questions, you can answer the questions. I just want you to be able to have a backstory and an alias that is solid as hell. Okay? Right? Just in case people ask. I don't need it to be super complex either. Don't make the shit complex, please. Pretty please, please. Do not make it complex. And the reason I don't want you to make it complex is because you got to be able to remember all the complex-ish that you said. My name was Marcus. Marcus is a teacher. That is not too far-fetched from my real life. Marcus is a teacher. That's what he does. Right? Oh, what do you teach? I teach business classes. Technically, I do teach business classes. You see, so at the end of the day, the questions that people can ask you, it's always good to know what types of questions people are asked just in case. That way you already have it together. You already have your lie already prepared. Again, don't go around here telling people you're 007, you're an undercover agent working for British intelligence or the FBI or the CIA. None of that nonsense, okay? Don't do that. Don't do that shit. Why? That sounds too suspect as hell. The shit sounds hella suspect. Don't do that, right? And yo, create a Facebook around it. True that. Start now, he said, with your backstory and make that Facebook so it does not look like you're created a new one when you land. Create a Facebook page. I mean, you're going to use them Facebook pages to probably talk to a bunch of women anyway, so you might as well go ahead and start. Truth. And if you're talking to girls online as we speak, I would add them to that fake Facebook profile. Technically, it is a fake profile, but technically, it is not a fake profile because it is your profile, but it's not your profile, if you feel where I'm coming from. So you got to get it together immediately. I don't want you to go around here telling people you're a millionaire if you're not, right? I wouldn't even recommend you guys start with any type of information like that or even bring that energy to the table. The reason we don't do that is because of what? You don't want to make yourself a target right off the rip talking about, yeah, I'm a millionaire, man. I got to whatever, just to try to impress people. I mean, damn, you're trying to impress third world country people, man. Come on now. With all due respect, really, come on now. Let's be honest with ourselves. Is that really necessary? It's the question that I'm going to ask. All right. So, oh yeah, cardinal rule, Cal, right there, my boy. Cardinal rule. If you don't listen to anything else that Doc says, my man Cal put it on the forefront for you. Never be friends with your actual fake profile. That is the dumbest, bruh, bruh. I've had a Filipino before give me a fake profile and then add her real profile to it. I laughed. I said, girl, did you not think that I was going to go through your friends list and actually see if this was your real profile? Come on now. The profile tells me it was only created a month ago. You only have 2 or 3 pictures on there. And I know that Filipinos love to take pictures. Trust me, I've lived in that country far long enough to really know the skinny on how Filipinos act. And you gonna sit there and try to convince me that this is your real profile. You only have 50 friends, 100 friends, really, and only 3 or 4 pictures of, man, don't get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. And then all I'm gonna do is go through and check and see where the real profile is. Because you're the one that's actually dumb enough to add yourself to the profile. So gentlemen, don't follow suit, okay? If you're gonna have a fake profile, you and your fake alias profile have to be completely void of one another. Okay? Completely void of one another. All right. This is just how we rock, man. And again, yo, well, we got 17 in the building, bro. I appreciate all 17 of you guys coming through, showing love to the good doc, man. Y'all know the rules, man. Y'all make sure y'all caress, molest, and de-stress yourself all over that like button. It wants it, it needs it, most definitely has to have it. If you guys want to support in any capacity, if you feel like the information that the good doc is dropping tonight, that knowledge that the good doc is dropping tonight is something that you find to be extremely beneficial, you want to support the process, y'all feel free to do so. But like I said, man, I'm happy and blessed y'all choose to come through, spend a little bit of time with the boy today. Now, then let's go ahead and get back to business. All right, let me start from the top, y'all. Shout out to my man CJ. We had some technical difficulties, man. JX, appreciate you coming through. Chosen One, appreciate y'all coming through. Chosen One, you said you hate lying. Lying in the Philippines is second nature. My Filipino lies to me all the time. They don't call it lies, they call it saving face. It depends on what type of lies we're talking. Yes, Marcus did have this moment earlier, Earl Owens, but you know what it is, man. I had to go ahead and get that one off my chest. All right. He said, I always have a motorcycle or tricycle drop me off a few blocks from my house. No need to know where the foreigner lives. There you go. That's not even lying. That's just fucking common sense. JD, that is common sense. Just don't bring them to where you live. I mean, we're not asking much, are we? I don't think we're asking very much. I don't think that is far-fetched for you to just be precautionary about the way that you maneuver and the way that you act in the Philippines. It's the truth. Ain't nothing wrong with it, right? Because again, have them drop you off, and I would wait around a little bit, make sure the trike or the bicycle guy drives off, because you never want them to follow you where you're going. Got to make sure you're not being followed. I know it sounds a bit like we're secret agents, but when you develop your alias and all of that stuff, this is part of the backstory, and this is the type of thing that I think benefits you the most, especially if you live alone, right? If you're in this country and you live alone, I do believe that this right here is the thing that is going to save your horn life. JX, never give your Facebook. Lesson learned. I hope that you did learn this lesson. Guys, I'm trying to see if my camera is working. I look like I'm buffering a little bit, guys. I don't want to keep the camera on, but just so that you guys get to see this beautiful, beautiful face of mine. Love you guys. Likes up. All right, gotta turn the camera off. Anyways, he said, everybody knows my name. He said, I don't really care. Filipinos will find that out quickly. No need to hide it. Well, if you don't care, it is what it is. He said, it all depends. He said, if you are in the Philippines for 2 weeks, no problem. If you live in the Philippines, there's no way to hide it. I do believe that you can, but your backstory needs to be started immediately. Like we talked about, that's the only way it works. If your backstory is created before you come, I do believe there is a chance that you can keep your information hidden. Now, if somebody knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody that works at the Bureau of Immigration or something like that, yeah, then you can't hide it. You can't hide it. Charles, what's going on, man? He said, what type of lies are we talking about? Because a few weeks ago, we weren't lying to third world women. Oh man, I'm just talking about protecting your identity. That's the lies we're talking about. I mean, I want you to be real with them. I mean, I don't want you to lie and tell them you love them. If you don't, I mean, I just want you guys to be able to protect your identity at all costs. It sounds crazy. I know. It sounds paranoia at its best. But damn it, I need y'all to I need y'all to stay safe. And a lot of people don't know how much weight your name carries. Your name, your physical government name is on every legal document you sign, right? Every legally binding document has your real name on it. So the way that I see it is nobody should know your real name for any reason unless you're doing business or if it's, something that you really trust to let somebody in on. You know what's funny though? I think once upon a time, let me tell you what happened. I think there may have been one girl in my entire life that found out that my real name was Michael, right? And she'd be like, "Oh, well, your name is Mike, right? Or Michael, right? I heard your name was Michael." I said, "Yeah, Michael is my middle name." So I used to tell people that my middle name was Michael if they've ever found out. So I would tell them that my name is Marcus Michael, and then my last name. And it always worked because the shit actually worked. So anytime anybody found out my real name, I would just tell them that Michael was my middle name and Marcus was my first name. So I would tell them that my name was Marcus Michael. And it sounds like it fits, right? It don't sound like a lie, do it? Even though it was, because I have no Marcus in my name whatsoever, I would just tell them that my name was Marcus Michael. That's the way that it was, right? Again, if you're going to lie, have a lie for the lie, right? Sounds crazy, but you got to prepare accordingly just to keep yourself safe. That's all it is. Shout out to my brother Pedro Maximus. What's up with you? Of course, Mike. What's good with you, bro? All that IO yelling outside my house, man, that shit used to annoy the hell out of me because people used to never leave. Yeah, I've never had nobody curse me out to answer the door, but yeah, they couldn't go that far. Joseph, you ain't lying, brother. I don't have money like that either. Um, I don't have money like that either to have two different places to stay. So again, you navigate accordingly. If you have a condo, it's a little bit different because Filipinos and stuff like that, they won't be able to come up to your place of residence without going past security first, right? So they're not just going to be able to walk up in there. And I would tell security when I'm there, nobody comes up at all to see me or whatever without calling first, right? Because if somebody knocking on my door and I got to call security to come up there and get these people, we got problems, right? So remember that. Condos aren't bad places to stay. Gotta deny to the day you die. Mike Tristan, like I said, that's not bad. I don't think that a grown man should have the name baby in his name. Even the name Sinclair is somewhat feminine in my opinion, so I don't think I'd be able to get away with that either. So the name baby Sinclair is not going to work in this situation, sir. I am so sorry. My man said Tyrone. Hey, Tyrone works. Joseph, if you want to use the good doc, hey, if it gets you laid, my brother, you can use my name anytime that you want to. I don't think it's gonna work, but if it does, man, many blessings to you. Keith Williams, not a bad name. See, and I also want you guys to keep it very generic, right? Nothing crazy, like nothing that seems super unique. Because if the name sounds super unique, it'll be easier to search. I like basic names. Basic names that could be like Joseph Williams or Jonathan Williams or John Smith, right? John Smith, of course, that's a basic, name of sorts, but never make the name too complicated. Like I said, my name is always a replica or a close relation to an actual that is actually to my name. So Marcus and Michael, although they're two different names, they do sound close together. So I kind of keep that one close to the pocket when I was using it. Cal says, I'm not going to say mine. Hey, you don't have to say it. As long as you got your alias name, you're good. All right, keep the line close to you. He said, tell the Filipinos you're Captain Kamasa. Captain Longaniza. That's hilarious. But yeah, Pedro, you do work in IT. He said that no one thinks I really am Pedro. Nah, Pedro, Peter, it don't matter, man. That all works. Chosen one, if you don't like lying, man, don't do it. All right. If you want to keep it as honest as humanly possible, do your thing, bro. Nobody's gonna tell you to do it. My man says Filipinos love using fake FB names. Chosen one, why do you think that it's always in your best interest to lie back to them? Yeah, just lie to them. Fuck it. And I'm not telling you to lie about how you feel about them, but I just don't think that it's important for people to know your real name. Because if they're not going to give you their real name, why do they need yours? Right? That's the only point I'm trying to make. If I'm not going to get a real authentic person talking to me with real information, real energy, and whatnot, why do I need to give you mine? That's all I'm saying. If I'm lying, I'm flying, man. He said, don't be friends with yourself on the FB, right? He said, people hide it for no reason. He said, I'm not paranoid like that. It's not so much about the paranoia, man. It's just your name carries a lot more weight than people will ever know. Yeah, like I said, your name is on your government name is on every legally binding document you've ever signed, aka everything dealing with businesses, everything dealing with bank accounts, everything dealing with your crypto accounts. It's all your real information, and you'd be surprised at what people can do with your real name. That is what I learned. I mean, you would just be surprised. I understand there's really very little need to be paranoid in a lot of situations, but I just believe it's basically a safety precaution, if anything. You don't have to like it. You damn sure don't have to do it. I just recommend it. Lie. Lie. Oh, man, just lie. He said, yeah. He said the algorithm sometimes can recommend that fake one to others, so distance yourself from it. True. It can do that as well. JD, are you telling me that your name is Justin? is that your I don't want to call it your fake name, but is that your alias name? He said, Dr. Mike, so true. Your backstory needs to be something you are comfortable with. Yes, don't lie unless you know your backstory. Keep it as close to the pocket as humanly possible. All right? He said, hide or not, girls always have a way to know you, the real you. He said, we're sure likes if we really like a guy. That's true. Like I said, when a Filipino knows your real name, it's a wrap. Because they're going to search all your socials. They're going to find out who you're talking to. They're going to find out who your friends are. They're going to find out the friends of your friends. They're going to find out all the comments that you leave on other people's pictures. They're going to see who is in pictures with you, who's friending you, who's doing this. Filipinos will find a way. I know this to be true, right? And if you're comfortable with it, let it be. But I'm letting you know exactly what's going to happen before it happens. Isa's telling you what'll happen before it happens. Filipinas are investigated as hell when it comes to getting the information about people that they might generally or genuinely have an interest in. I can't really cap on that. I think that's just the way it is. All right. But, it is what it is. My man says I got called Pete. He says since no one said my name right, Peter work. Peter, Pedro, whatever, bro. It all works, man. It all works. He said one thing about a lie. He said you can forget it. That's how the police catch you up. You better make sure your lie is close to what you say. Now, the thing about it is, like I said, when you got people out here who are really, really, really getting deep into your information and asking you to correct lies that you said before, you might just want to go ahead and cut that bitch off. Just gonna tell you right now. You might want to go ahead and leave her alone. Right? If you get caught in a lie and it didn't work out because you couldn't remember your backstory, you couldn't remember your alias, you couldn't remember the profile that you built on her, you might want to just go ahead and let that one live. Just let that one ride out, pimping. Might want to just go ahead and let that one go. The reason is can't save yourself. Can't do much after that, man. Just trying to make sure that we keep it all legit. All right. We got what, 12 in the building, man. I appreciate all 12 of y'all coming through. Make sure y'all drop a like on the video. Doc would highly appreciate that one. Y'all make sure y'all caress, molest, and distress yourself all over that like button. It wants, it needs, it most definitely has to have it. Again, if you guys want to support in any capacity, please feel free to do so. But of course, I'm happy and blessed y'all choose to come through. Spend a little bit of time with the boy today. Now and then. So yeah. Anyway, I'm doing that. Plus, I'm doing the live, y'all. He said, should I get a fake name if I create a new Filipino Cupid profile? My middle name is clearly. I mean, if I'm on any dating site, I would not use my real name ever. I wouldn't use my name on any social site where I'm in it to just talk to multiple girls. My real name doesn't matter. Right? My real name doesn't matter. It just doesn't. So if you're going to create a profile that requires you to get to know different women, multiple women, it's not in your best interest to use your real name at all. I mean, if your name is something simple like John or whatever, or Dan or Daniel, I'm just thinking about any D names that are really basic. Like if it's like a Dan or a Daniel or something simple that's very basic, it may not be too much of an issue. But if your name isn't a basic name and it's easy to find or it's easy for people to try to get your information, I just create a whole different name, you know. But like I said, I never want your backstory or your alias situation to be too far fetched from your real life. It won't help you. It will not help you if the name and everything that you give and the information that you give is part of your backstory. It will not help you if it is too far from, your actual name. So that's just how we rocking tonight, man. And if you guys are feeling the good, doc, man, you already know what y'all need to do. Y'all need to drop that like. So the reasons why we lie about our names so people don't get our real information and could use it against us. The reason we don't tell people about where we live or where we're staying or where we're laying our head at, precautionary at best, right? What is the other thing we could lie about? Like I said, occupation. I say keep it as bland as humanly possible, to keep it as basic as humanly possible, because I don't believe that people really need to know what your job is. People don't need to know, or people don't need to be able to put together how much your potential salary could be, right? Based off of that particular information. Because Filipinos do that. Isa was right. Filipinos are like Sherlock Holmes. The motherfuckers are investigative as hell. And trust me, we talked about this before, but I'm going to go ahead and say it again, right? If you're in a small area, ladies and gentlemen, a very small area, this is what I want. Don't be out here trying to mess with all the girls in the city, because all these girls, especially if they like you or if they're interested in you, they're going to start asking questions about you to other girls. Now, you know what's funny? And this is the truth, and the truth shall set us all free. The video that I posted the other day about that girl lying because she felt that girl didn't deserve to be with him, that video, that happened to me. It really did. A girl was asking questions about me, and I remember it distinctly. She was asking questions about me. Everything that she said about me was bad. Oh, he's this. Oh, he's so bolero. Oh, he's so this. He's that. He's not a good guy. He's a chick's boy. Yo, every single thing she said about the doc was in a negative context, and she didn't even know me. Had never met me. Had never said two words to me. We ain't never talked. But when somebody started asking information about the good dog, she lied. Why? Because she wanted to be the one to get me, and I cannot imagine why. I mean, damn, I couldn't imagine why a girl would go through that much work to actually try to do that. But that's exactly what happened, y'all. So you may have some young ladies out there that will lie on your name. Truth. And Filipinas will likely believe a Filipina before she believes you. Truth. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is a catch 22. There's a lot that goes into it. I mean, I think you might think the doc's overcomplicating things, but I'm just letting you know how things could potentially play out. Don't want y'all out here in these Philippine streets cutting up, and y'all be like, yo, doc, man, it didn't happen that way, did not. And I'll be like, yo, man, if you're not careful, you're going to meet the right one. And the right one is definitely, and when I say definitely, the right one is definitely, definitely going to make your life a living hell. Okay? This I know. This I know. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of guys in the chat that can vouch for that. Right? They give their real information. Next thing you know, somebody out there in the cut just messing your whole life up. But it is what it is. Shout out to my brother Robert. What's up with you, Pepper? Good to see you in the building, my brother. Bitcoin needs to bust and move. It said it's hard to be patient in crypto. Yep, Bitcoin got up to about 47.8, 47.9. Never quite touched 48. It might have hit 48, but it was very brief and then went all the way down to 45. That bitch want to keep playing games. I know. But remember, at one time it did hit 60. Patience is a virtue. I don't have any of that shit. I have none of it. Mike says the funny stuff now is that if you mess up with the Filipina and you're a foreigner, they posted your info in TikTok and Facebook warning other Filipinas. Yo, that shit right there is funny as hell. I'm gonna get to a story in a minute, but let me talk about that part. They will post your information. What they'll do is they'll take screenshots of your messages and take screenshot of your profile pic on whatever social media platform they met you on. And they'll be like, don't talk to this guy. Don't do this guy. He's not a good guy. He's this. He's a scammer. He's a cheater. He's this. Oh, they're going to fuck your life up, bro. They will. But you know what's funny, though? This is the truth, and the truth shall set us free. And I know I'm saying that word a lot tonight, but y'all gonna learn today. Oh, if a girl ever put it in her heart that she felt like it was the best to expose me, please believe I'm gonna expose her ass too. Right? Doc don't leave no situation without something to hold over any girl. And I know that sounds crazy. I know that sounds fucked up. I got it. Right? I have it. And I don't want to use it, and I never want to use it ever. But if you force my hand, please believe I will. Oh, Doc keeps receipts, right? And the reason I keep receipts is because people have a tendency to lie on you, right? And I've learned that the easy way. People will lie on you. They will lie on you. They will make you seem like the bad guy. They will make you seem like the villain. Try to expose you. No. You were the one that wanted all this. And you want to know how I can prove it? I got the receipts. So, gentlemen, keep your receipts, man. If something seems too good to be true, just make sure you think with the right head, because again, sometimes all this fresh, energy that you're getting from a female and you're just not used to it, or it's coming from literally from nowhere. You got to understand where it's coming from. You got to understand, why is she really being this fresh with me right now? I ain't used to this shit. And if you ain't used to it, you gotta be careful, man, because they will do that shit. They will do what they can to expose you, right? And there's nothing more juicier. There's no gossip more juicier than one that is associated with a foreigner. Everybody knows that, especially in a place like the Philippines, man. There is nothing more juicier than gossip about a foreigner. Oh, did you hear he got this girl pregnant while he was dating this girl? Oh my God, you heard? Man, fuck out of here with that, right? So it is what it is. Y'all just gotta be careful. I know I sound paranoid, but hey, I've seen worse happen. That bamboo telegram, man, the world gonna get around with that. My man ELS, what's up with you, bro? He says use a whole different life. True. I mean, I'm not telling you to make your life too much different from the life that you set up with your alias, but yeah, nonetheless, take the labels off of your prescriptions too. That's how I got caught up. I don't have any prescription pills, but yeah, do that. Please do that. Um, that's a catch 22, bro. Because sometimes I don't know how they feel about people taking labels off of their stuff, especially if they need to read it and see what's really in there. I don't want nobody to think that it's illegal pills or something like that. So that one might be a little bit hard to work around with the prescriptions, but that's just basically you not bringing these types of women back to your place, right? That right there is one of the legit reasons why you should never let them come back to your place of residence or where you laying your head down at night. My man says I don't have any Filipino friends on FB. It's not required for you to have Filipino friends on Facebook, man. That's if you want to, bro. My man said get two Facebooks too, one Filipino, one for the U.S. and don't mix them. Yeah, we talked about that earlier, man. Your alias has got to be a completely different life. You know what I mean? And the reason it has to be is because I want y'all to understand. Damn, this game is getting too close, man. 52-51, UNC and Duke, man. My head's starting to hurt. He said, I'll just do like I do in the States and keep it moving. Like I said, man, you don't have to change your life up too much, man. I just wanted to give you guys something to at least marinate on. At least think about it. The reason we have to think about it, guys, is because this is our life. This is our life. And eventually, who knows how it's going to play out, right? Who knows how it's going to play out? I just want all of my gentlemen to be safe out there in the Philippine streets. Sometimes, in order for us to be safe, what do we have to do? We just have to keep our information basic, man. If you don't want to lie, you don't have to lie. All right? I'm just trying to give you an explanation as to the benefits to lying or the benefits to being very general and basic with the information you give. A lot of people will be like, I ain't gonna do it. I'll be like, okay, don't do it. A lot of people will be like, well, I'll think about it. Okay, just think about it. You have to move, you have to maneuver, and you have to navigate what works best for you. You feel me? And everything ain't gonna work best. All right? Everything ain't gonna work best. So what we got? 12 in the building, bro. I appreciate y'all locking in, man. I don't have too much more to say about the topic of conversation. Y'all know how I feel, man. I appreciate the energy. I appreciate it all. I mean, this is fun for me. I do it all the time, and I'll continue to do so because, hey, this is what we do. All right. So, unless you guys got anything else to add to the conversation, the good doc's gonna go ahead and let y'all get to getting. Oh, shout out to Elijah Martin. What's up with you, brother? Yeah, me and IP did a couple of Patreon videos together. So appreciate you locking in, man. Thank you for showing some love. Thank you for showing out, man. Thank you for showing up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time for me to go and get to getting. Shout out to all of my brothers in the background. Shout out to all of my silent partners. Y'all know who y'all are. The ones that sit in the background and just listen to me. I don't know why in the hell y'all be listening to me, but thank you for listening to me. I appreciate you more than you will ever know. All right. Shout out to all of my brothers who participate in the chat. I appreciate you coming through, love, and all the young ladies who show up for the good doctors, love. Thank y'all for tuning in. Appreciate that. Again, my channel doesn't exist without the people who listen, the people who lock in, the people who keep the conversation going, and those that keep the good doc on his toes, y'all. Keep me active in these Philippine streets. Keep me active in the content that I put out for you guys. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, man, I appreciate y'all locking in. It has been fun. It has been real, but you know what time it is. Time for the good doc to go and get to getting. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, the good doc is officially out. At least knuckle, which means I am going now. Bye-bye. As always, love you guys. Sincerely do. Makita. Mabuhay. Peace.